expecting bigger and better things ready to go. Dan Dickow, what do you think about pace and tempo in this one?
Well, BYU wants to absolutely get up and down the floor. With the injuries for Delaware, they're going to have to slow the pace a bit.
How about that? Delaware steals a bucket right from the jump. Macon Emery, who's coming off a pair of double-doubles with a dunk.
Delaware starts in a zone.
How about this? Delaware, the fighting Blue Hens. Jameel Brown with a steal. And it's 4-0 Delaware.
It's exactly the start Delaware wanted to have. BYU jumped up 10-0 in their home opening win against Holy Cross the other night.
Baseline drive, Dawson Baker to the corner. Saunders misses the three. And the first rebound was to Jaden Taylor, the freshman. This is Bliss, as you noted, a Virginia transfer. Coming off a 13.8 assist, 7 rebound game in the loss to Wilmington. They are 0-2, these fighting Blue Hens. Brown, Tyler Hauser, shot clock down. Hauser kicks, got to get a shot up. Got him in the air and drawing the foul, Jameel Brown. Dawson Baker got caught up, and that's 3 free throws coming up from Delaware.
Terrific job of being opportunistic on the opening tap for Delaware. First on the tip and then surprising BYU in a zone. They now head to the line for 3 free throws for Brown, where it's really quieted this crowd.
Brown averaging 11 points, 3.5 rebounds. A lot of freshmen on this roster, and then you lose 3 seniors not in the starting lineup. So for Martin Inglesby, he's playing with somewhat of a short bench.
That's why I think you'll see a lot of zone on the defensive end of the floor. Try to keep yourself out of foul trouble, slow the game down a bit, and then on the offensive end of the floor, take care of the ball and play a possession game.
Saunders from Devonsa, another rebound for Delaware. They like to run through these fighting Blue Hens, but Coach Inglesby told us today, against BYU, maybe not so much tonight.
Especially against Devonsa and Robert Wright. They get it off the glass, they can push it.
Oh, goodness! This is a 10-0 start for an 0-2 Delaware team without 3 starters against the number 7 team in the country. Wright driving, and a floater is good.
He is as good as anybody in the country at getting to that painted area with his speed, his quickness, the creativity with the ball.
Devonsa picking up Bliss. The Hauser screen. Floater off the side of the backboard. Devonsa lost it, saved it. Baker launches it. And that is a Delaware basketball.
Well, Delaware has stepped up to the challenge early here in the first 2.5 minutes. No doubt with that 3 right there.
Well, the guys they're missing are a couple of really good guards. Kevin Riley, Justin Fernandez is out. Nanan Njoku is also out. He's a 6'9" post kick ball. Delaware's going to hold on. So this is what Delaware is missing, walking in here to play on the road in front of 18,000. Njoku, the big guy, Fernandez, Riley, those are the guards they're missing. And Lance Piper, the transfer from South Carolina, has yet to play this year. They're not sure when they get him back.
Well, Riley was a terrific scorer for them a season ago, a big-time threat beyond the arc. And then Fernandez from Providence brings him a little bit of toughness and versatility.
Brown kicks it to the right side, and Jaden Taylor buries a 3. Dan Dickow, what is going on here?
They have come to play. They're moving the ball offensively with a lot of conviction and decisiveness.
Devonsa draws the foul from Christian Bliss.
Well, you see what they're doing on the offensive floor as far as Delaware. They're being patient, they're decisive when opportunities come their way, but defensively, they're daring BYU to shoot it from the perimeter.
And they're not giving up offensive rebounds to BYU. Another steal. Bliss against Debansa. Missed it. Right in transition. 3 on the way. Three and a half minutes in. BYU number 7 in the country, heavily favored. Delaware's 0-2. They haven't looked great in their first 2 games.
BYU back in three-quarter court pressure. This is a way that they can speed up Delaware a little bit. The Cougars will then typically fall back into a zone defense.
One thing about Bliss, they feel he's as composed as you'll get, and that experience at Virginia helped him. That is a three-point set shot almost that comes up short. Debansa misses. Bliss has the rebound. And again, Delaware doing a nice job on the boards.
If they're going to have a chance to pull off this upset, you've got to weather the storm early, which they have, get back in transition, and compete on the glass.
This is Hauser operating from outside. Bliss, size disadvantage there. 3 on the way, Brown. Nope, oh, quick rebound there. Emery got up to steal it. Bliss turned down a 3. It's a mismatch with Keita on him. Kick out, Emery 3. Here comes Wright. Down the lane, lob pass, Keita.
That'll get this crowd here going. Keita, you throw that ball anywhere near the rim, he is going to attack it and try to finish with authority.
13-4, Delaware, scorching hot. Hauser against Keita. Double team comes. Hauser gets under. Difficult shot. Got it back. Hauser left hand. Missed it. And a foul on the rebound on BYU. What in the world is going on in Provo? And his first one rattles in. Just to give perspective, BYU massive favorites in this game. Number 7 in the country, 2-0. One of those, of course, a nice win against Villanova, rolling, all of that stuff. Delaware's 0-2, and they're without 3 senior starters. And here they are off to a 15-4 start in this game. Wright driving, does not finish. Keita with a tip. And again, Dan, right now it feels like rebounding is such a key for Delaware.
You would think that BYU would have the advantage in that category, but through 2 games, BYU, that's one area that they've struggled a little bit.
This is Bliss, who's done a really nice job of handling the pressure and the ball. Virginia transfer, baseline. Oh, great dish! And laying it up and in is Houston Emery. That's Macon Emery's brother. So the Emerys are both out there now. Corner 3 from Saunders is off. Rebound kick out, Debansa. No, still loose. And Delaware wins the fight. A 17-4 lead over BYU. Look at the 3-point shooting.
Sometimes when you're attacking a zone, you can be mesmerized into taking too many threes. BYU 0-7. They've gotten a couple good opportunities when they've gotten the ball into the paint, whether it's through the pass or dribble penetration.
This is Mason Ellison, a freshman, rising and shooting an air ball. Right. Lightning in a bottle. Saunders.
That's what Delaware has to keep BYU out of, is easy transition buckets. They've done a good job through the first 6.5 minutes, but Saunders able to find a crack in the defense there.
Just about everybody Delaware is going to bring off the bench is a true freshman. including Mason Ellison with the ball right now. Out of Edgewood, Maryland. Macon Emery. Bliss is a junior. High IQ. Three-point range. Gets by Cada. Baseline jumper. Devon's on a break. And he runs right into the freshman Ellison, who commits a foul.
Well, we said off the jump, Delaware wanted to slow the game down just based on injuries. Well, off the opening tip, they sped it up. They were able to find a way to quickly get a dunk off the tip-off before Brown able to get a steal in the passing lane. When you're able to get in a flow on the offensive end by a couple of quick, easy buckets, things start opening up and loosening up for you there. As you see Bliss knocking down a three.
Yeah, the fans were so crazy, wild, getting in here an hour before tip. They've been stunned by this start. Hadim Boop and Mahilo Boskovic off the bench for BYU. Devonsa, lots of contact, no whistle. Boskovic may have walked, gets to the cup, and will get to the line. BYU is playing without Kennard Davis Jr., a leg injury, though he is listed as probable for that showdown with UConn this weekend in Boston.
That's going to be a tremendous game. UConn ranked number 3 in the country. Back in Boston, in Devonsa's home turf. It was amazing. Devonsa, as a freshman in high school, was the state player of the year as a freshman before he transferred to a number of different prep schools out west.
Yeah, one prep school was in Napa. Not a bad place to go to prep school. And then he spent his last year at Utah Prep here in Utah, and that's one of the reasons, you know, that BYU felt they had a shot at him. He really enjoyed his time here. And here he is. That and a nice financial incentive of NIL, which was matched by a lot of other schools, though. BYU wasn't the only one at that figure, but he still chose the Cougars. Bliss, step back three. Saunders can push it. First team all Big 12 last year. Devonsa's fouls today, and they kind of like each other, and they're getting along quite well. Baker said that AJ has taught him a few things, and AJ has admitted that Dawson Baker's taught him a few things.
Devonsa was a little confused on some of Baker's movie recommendations, including The Dark Knight, but Baker said they'll figure it out over the course of the season.
Hadim Boop getting active on the glass, and BYU has closed it down to a 17-10 Delaware lead. Tyler Murris in the game for BYU. Boskovic is still in there. Boop is in there. So is Baker and Devonsa. Ellison, the freshman, gets to the lane, falling away. Oh, about that. True freshman, goodness.
Big time shot and awareness with the shot clock winding down. They've got high hopes for him. Think he's got a chance to be a tremendous point guard in Conference USA.
Boy, the Cougars right now from 3, 0 of 8. You see Delaware hit a couple early threes, including the man with the ball, Christian Bliss. The crowd, normally this place is just an inferno of noise and emotion. They're stunned right now. Jameel Brown back in the game for Delaware. Bliss, corner three coming. Taylor, it's short. And BYU has the rebound. Devonsa steps through and scores.
Flashing some of that potential in the open floor is Devonsa. That is unbelievably difficult to guard regardless of position. About 2 dribbles from half court all the way to the front of the rim, takes the contact, gets the foul.
And remember, this year in college basketball, the continuation rule has been relaxed. After contact, you get a step.
I like it. It goes alongside more of the traditional NBA rules that fans are used to the last couple of years with the upward motion rule. There was a lot of confusion. I think they've done a good job cleaning that up.
And I think officials would say it's easier to call that than the upward movement. Robert Wright, the third, back in the ball game. Devonsa on the bench for the first time. Wright, of course, has big credentials. Big 12 all-freshman team last year at Baylor. Bliss trying to handle that pressure.
Sorry, Rich. As BYU is able to score, get to the free throw line, it allows them to set their defense up as well.
Macon Emery gets it up on the rim, gets his own miss, and the shot clock resets.
4 offensive rebounds now for the Blue Hens.
Bliss waiting for a screen against Baker. Rising up, off glass won't go. Baker the rebound. Right the tempo. And he's got a left-hand bucket.
Miscommunication on defensive transition from Delaware. Robert Wright recognizes it, gets all the way to the front of the rim. With his speed, you cannot be a step late.
This BYU system, defensively and offensively, is filled with NBA DNA. Brown missed the jumper. Baker has another rebound, and BYU is really pushing tempo. Right, look at that. Got to the glass but couldn't finish.
Spectacular spin move. You're right, not quite able to finish. That would have really sent this crowd into an uproar.
Bliss crossing over, almost walked. Brown hard to the bucket, lost it. Kick out. That's Hauser, and he buries a three. The big man, Tyler Hauser, 6'9", 255.
He's got an interesting release. Low pocket, more of a shot put, set shot in front of him. Knocks down the triple.
Man on the deck, no whistle. Boscovich misses. Boop in low. Boop again. Blocked. Wow. They are the fighting Blue Hens tonight.
Hauser may have gotten away with a foul initially, but Emery sticking with it. Able to come up with a loose ball tap back.
Hauser backing in against Boop. Swings the shoulder. Left hand is up and in. How about this? Timeout BYU. From a guy who was a point guard. His last year at Notre Dame, he played for Mike Bray. And maybe it's no coincidence, Mike Bray got his head coaching start at Delaware before going to Notre Dame. Devonsa through the lane, lost the ball in mid-flight. And Delaware comes up with it. Delaware has not turned the ball over once.
Well, they've done a tremendous job of handling the length up top from Devonsa and then getting into good offensive opportunities.
Both Emery's in there, Houston and Macon. Bliss against Keita. Step back three on the way. Yes! Yes! Delaware! My goodness, they're up by 12.
Tremendous recognition from Bliss. Recognized the switch with Keita up top on him. Gets him to gap a little bit more into the paint. Simply rises up over the top for the open three.
Saunders driving, missed it. Keita cleans it up.
With BYU struggling, 0 of 9 from beyond the arc. You're going to imagine they're going to put the ball on the deck, try to put some foul pressure on the Blue Hens.
Delaware has done something that most teams can't do in this building, and that's keep the crowd out of this for the most part. Bliss, not a good pass. Keita with a steal. Saunders, he'll run the offense. So will Devonsa. Lob, Keita, that's a terrific catch. He was knocked off balance. Still able to get it up and in, and BYU draws a little closer. Macon Emery. This is Houston, his older brother. Bliss finds Emery, that's Macon for the bucket. Terrific find. And Delaware back up by 10. Saunders driving, lost it. Taylor.
Saunders 0 of 3 from beyond the three-point arc to start the game. Last 3 touches, he's been actively pursuing getting to the rim with dribble penetration.
As you heard Martin Inglesby say, they're taking the air out of the ball right now. Brown, tough drive, ball knocked loose, and it bounces off a Delaware player. It's a BYU ball. How is Delaware doing this?
Recognizing opportunities on the switch. Bliss, with the stare down 3 before a terrific find. The back cut, Emery tried to draw the foul, still gets the bucket to finish.
The Fighting Blue Hens, again, are without 3 starters. Kevin Riley, Justin Fernandez, Nana, and Joku. Right, kick, corner 3. Diamande misses, rebound, right. Keita, oh, smoked back out. Corner 3, no. Another offensive rebound, Saunders driving. Saunders, fouled, count it.
BYU just can't find a three-pointer to drop, but they have picked up the intensity on the offensive glass. Number of opportunities. Saunders finally gets one to go.
Richie Saunders, every year in this program, has taken a huge step. First year, 5 points a game. Second year, 9 points a game. Last year, the most improved player in the Big 12, 16.5 points a game. And he was first team all Big 12.
He's a legitimate NBA prospect. Good size on the wing, quick release, high pocket.
Athleticism, too.
Yeah.
Macon Emery off the screen. Shot clock's at 4. Bliss has got to get it up. He beats the clock and hits it. How about that?
The patience that Delaware has with the shot clock winding down on a number of occasions now has paid off.
Devonsa gets to the rim, and all of a sudden BYU's starting to get better and better looks. Christian Bliss with 8 points right now for Delaware. Devonsa's got 7 for BYU. Devonsa got a hand on it. And it will stay Delaware basketball. Brown and Bliss in the backcourt for Delaware. Robert Wright and Saunders along with Devonsa for BYU. Hauser got it up and in. No, he walked. So a travel before the shot. And it stays an 8-point Delaware lead. A little bit of a zone look.
Trying to get the ball to the middle of the paint to Devonsa, collapse that defense, spray it to shooters or let Devonsa go to work.
Shot clock down. Wright launches, hits it.
Well, we just touched on their struggles from beyond the three-point arc. Robert Wright, capable three-point shooter, only his first of the year. A good sign for the Cougars.
1 of 12 from distance. Bliss doubles to the corner. Macon Emery. Shot clock down at 5. Brown sees it. Leaner. Oh! Wow!
Unbelievable.
8-point lead, Delaware. 2 minutes coming up. Wright penetrates, lobs. Emery got away with a shove as he shoved Keita.
Getting a look, Jamil Brown. Step through as the shot clock winds down. Perfect look from beyond the backboard for us here. He's another interesting player we really haven't touched on yet for Delaware. Started his career at Penn State, went to Temple. The coaching staff today told us catch and shoots, one dribble pull-ups. He is wired to find opportunities in those two ways.
Queta hits a free throw, coming up AT&T at the half. Brent Stover, Roy Hibbert, Chris Walker, Gary Parrish. Can't wait to hear their take on this game. They'll have stats and highlights from this first half. And a look around college basketball. Look around the Big 12 especially. Big 12 here, BYU at home. Delaware's biggest lead has been 13. It's down to 6 with 2 minutes left first half. Full court pressure. Brown breaks it. Let's see if they can get transition bucket out of it.
Look at the patience though. Break the press. A lot of guys would get sped up there. Hauser, a terrific recognition. They've had success in the half court by being patient, getting the ball moving side to side.
Emery. Bliss clocks down. Emery got the shot off. Queta the rebound. BYU wants to score in transition. Right lob. Devonsa saves. Good job by Bliss on right. Falling away, and it goes. That's a tough shot. As close as BYU has been in a long, long time. And a timeout. Minute 7 left, first half. A 15-6 second in the preseason Big 12 poll behind Houston. Houston, of course, #1 in the country. Both teams shooting it really well. Bliss, little trap there. Brown off a screen. Oh, buries another three. 37-30. The fighting Blue Hens.
Great recognition from Bliss to understand the timing of the trap coming, and then Brown to finish it.
And a whistle and a foul on Delaware.
Bliss, the patience up top to allow Brown to come off that screen on the baseline, getting his vision and into space where he can just raise up and knock down that three.
People of Newark, Delaware, got to be pretty happy tonight. Just watching this. Somewhere Joe Flacco is smiling. Ella Deladonna, she might be smiling right now.
Yep.
Right hits a couple free throw. 5-point lead, 42 seconds left.
You're Delaware, you want to have a good possession to end this half, and then make sure you get back in defensive transition and don't give up an easy one to BYU to end the half.
Bliss against Saunders. Screen from Emery. Man open on the baseline. That's Taylor. Shot blocked. Queta. 15 seconds left. Right. Turns to Kevin Young. 7 seconds. Right. Kicks. Devonsa. Corner. Saunders. It's partially blocked, but a foul and 3 free throws with 2.2 seconds left coming for BYU. And it was Macon Emery.
BYU attacks that zone with an angle pick and roll. Devonsa, the great extra pass to the open Richie Saunders in the corner. Emery has got to contest without fouling in that situation.
Saunders was 10 of 11 on the season before missing that free throw. And he'll get one more. Saunders, the senior. He's a star by his stats, and they're all good, but he's a glue guy at heart by his role. That was what Kevin Young told us today. So he hits 2 of the 3. Delaware's lead is 3. Let's see if they can get some sort of a shot off. Brown gonna hold on to it. And the Fighting Blue Hens stunning everybody here in Provo. Heavy underdogs without it at the start of the show. He's kind of a glue guy, right? 9 points, outstanding defender. He is not in uniform for tonight. They expect him back for UConn on Saturday. First possession, BYU. Wright trying to penetrate, kicks. Devanza, the 3, got it. Just like they drew it up. And finally, BYU has drawn even.
No hesitation from Devanza there on the catch. Wright pulled in the defense just enough.
This is the first time this game has been tied. Devanza is down. Looked like he took a shot to the face. In terms of calls, there have been a few calls that, can go either way. He's been very calm. He has not been a guy that has been on the officials at all tonight.
I think a lot of it's that NBA background, understanding, knowing it's a long game. If you look at a lot of the demeanor between college and pro coaches, college coaches many times are more demonstrative.
Cato with the block on Bliss. 37-37 if you just joined us. That man, terrific last year. 3rd in the Big 12, Sweet 16 for BYU. This is year 3 in the Big 12 for BYU, and they have more than held their own in the first 2 years, both times getting to the NCAA tournament. This has been a really good fit for this school, the Big 12 Conference. Hauser clocks down, kick out, need to get it up. Brown beats the buzzer, missed the shot. Baker with the rebound.
Baker may have gotten away with a walk there on the catch.
Saunders quick release. And Keita's up and over, and that's a foul.
Crowd doesn't like it. Well, we'll get another look. Hauser does his job, blocks out, and Cato with a little push, creates some space. And that's one thing you have to understand, and I think Hauser does, simply from seeing it on that play. Cato goes to the offensive glass every single time. You have to block him out.
Devanza's back in, and we check in with Jordan Giorgio.
Yeah, guys, he's back in the game. He was putting a lot of pressure on that right eye. If you take a close look, it is pretty red. Just something to monitor, but he's back in.
All right, thank you, Jordan. Hauser, there's that crazy shot, and he hits it again. It's like a praying mantis shooting a 3.
That is a great description.
Shot blocked, Devanza sent back by Macon Emery, and Delaware's not going anywhere. I mean, they've come out and made a couple of emphatic plays, and their lead is back. They're up by 3. This is, I mean, that would look good in black and white, like back in the 40s. Maybe in Hoosiers.
Who was it in Hoosiers? Was it Strap, the big man?
Not sure. It was certainly wasn't the picket fence, which they ran for the win.
It wasn't Jimmy Chitwood or Ollie. I think it was Strap, but Hauser, he is, Coach Inglesby described him today as a skilled player who is aggressive to score. They put him in a lot of dribble handoff situations, more of a pick and pop guy, although he's got great footwork on the block as well.
That's tipped and stolen. Brown, Jaden Taylor was guarding the inbound, got a hand on it, and a BYU turnover. 2 minutes in, and Delaware back on top. Bliss, 8 points in that first half, and a couple of big threes. Finds Brown, baseline drive, gets it up, missed it. Baker starts the break. Saunders baseline. Stolen again. Bliss gets it.
Back-to-back BYU turnovers. Delaware being very opportunistic on the defensive end when BYU is careless with the basketball.
Bliss, Hauser rolls. Shot clock's down. Gotta get it up. Big fella going. Corner three, Emery. Oh! He beat it! And the fighting Blue Hens have withstood the run by BYU and stretched the lead back to 6. That's a 3, and that cuts it in half. Robert Wright.
Big shot there from Robert Wright. Second made 3 of the game. His understanding and command of that point guard position is growing under Kevin Young.
Hauser against Keita. Emery, 3. Emery! As in Macon Emery. 46-40. This is crazy. Baker falling away. Long rebound. Bliss runs it down for Delaware. Massive underdogs. 0-2. Without 3 senior starters. On the road, impossible environment. Number 7 team in the country. Delaware by 6. Double teamed is Bliss. Brown drives. Clock's down. Crossover. Stumbles. Shoots. Oh, Hauser missed it. He had, there's a player down. It's Brown, and he's holding his ankle. Right up the floor. Saunders 3, got it.
As big a swing as you could have asked for if you were BYU. Brown down on the floor injured, but Hauser as well for Delaware. And then if you look at the tail end of that replay, it looked like Hauser may have sprained his left ankle when he went up to shoot the layup.
He's going to have to get in line with the trainers. He's out of the game as Hauser right now. Full court pressure. The freshman's back in. Mason Ellison handling the ball. He had some nice moments in that first half. This is a small lineup out there with the Emery brothers. And Ellison, the freshman, gets to the cup and now gets to the line.
Miscommunication on the defensive end between Wright and I believe it was Saunders, allowing Ellison the opportunity to straight line drive to the rim.
We check in with Jordan Giorgio. Jordan?
Hey guys, yeah, just an update on Delaware's Jamal Brown. He had to be helped off the court. Trainers right now, as you see, tending to that right calf. I'm told it is just extreme cramping.
So extreme cramping is the report. And extreme noise now after 2 missed free throws in Provo. Baker, shot fake. Skips it across. Right with the floater. Right with the follow.
Wright's been tremendous tonight. 16 points, 4 assists. He's been able to get into the teeth of the defense nearly every time he wants.
Every time BYU's made a run, Delaware's been able to answer. Bliss doubled. Emery, no. Saunders a rebound. Wright kicks. Devansa. And he's fouled. That was Jaden Taylor, true freshman.
Foul is on number 11, Jaden Taylor, his first personal team foul, number 2.
Kevin Young and BYU, they were pushed by Villanova, beat them 71-66. They wiped out Holy Cross in game 2. Saunders, yes. And finally, BYU has a lead.
They're starting to play with the type of pace that Kevin Young wants to see on that end of the floor.
Devansa with a foul in backcourt.
Terrific execution on that baseline out of bounds. Saunders comes off the screen, raises up on the catch, no hesitation. A terrific shooter at that in the college game with that high release. Great footwork and balance.
He's been such a big part, Saunders has, in the last 2 years in getting to the NCAA tournament, and last year getting to the Sweet 16. Yeah, 2 true freshmen out there right now for Delaware. And with Brown on the bench, they're down 4 starters right now. Macon Emery drives, and finishes. The sophomore. Double doubles against Bucknell and against Wilmington.
He's showing an awful lot of versatility, his ability to shoot the ball behind the three-point line, put it on the deck and finish.
Saunders missed, tap out. Nicely done there by Murris. Boscovich in as well, screen for Wright. 3 on the way, and they're starting to drop for BYU.
Great recognition on that pick and roll. Defender goes under, gets stuck, stop behind and let it fly. Third made 3 of the night for Wright.
Wilson lost his dribble.
Now that pressure from BYU is really starting to bother Delaware. They've got to keep the ball in Bliss's hands as much as possible.
This is Bliss. Great find and a 2-hand stuff by Taylor. Oh, Bliss, just gorgeous. Clock was down. Shot fake got the man up. We've told you all night Delaware is without 3 starters. That means some true freshmen have had to play a lot. Jaden Taylor's one of those, and Mason Ellison is another one. And Ellison is in there right now. Hauser is back in. We haven't seen Brown after he left holding that right calf. Wright kicks. Boscovich scores.
You can see the growth in Robert Wright III, getting more and more comfortable as the game has progressed, attacking this zone defense of Delaware.
BYU by 3. Bliss against Saunders. Clock's down. Bliss got to go against Murris. Driving over Murris, and he scores. Oh, man.
Tough finish.
He just milked the clock all the way down, and a runner from a tough angle over the defender. Right back to work. Right, nifty move. Great finish.
We're being treated to some great point guard play tonight. Both Bliss and Wright.
Long way to go here in Provo. See Wright. 21. Bliss. Little hesitation. Saunders to the baseline. Baker lost it. And then Delaware loses it. Part of a team that Brigham Young has put together. Devon's a big piece of it. And look who's back in. Top of the lane, that's good for Delaware. Jameel Brown is back. Saunders had it rejected. Shot fake, 3, got it.
The thing you gotta love about Saunders is he doesn't let a shot getting blocked or a turnover to affect the next play. Too many players have something happen, they put their head down. He just keeps playing.
Not a great pass there. Right in transition. Good ball movement. Wright's in. Saunders corner. Another 3.
Well, Saunders gets the 3 points, but Devon's a terrific screen to seal that.
Now they're bouncing here. Delaware led for most of this game.
You're Delaware, you gotta get a couple good possessions where the ball's in Bliss's hands, you allow him to make a play or create an opportunity for someone.
Emery rolling hook.
Or you get it to him. Emery now 14 points on the night.
Let's make an Emery. Hauser's in. Brown is in. Wright launches. That's a corner 3. with a little point guard.
And now that the fact they've made a couple threes, they're able to really space the floor much better.
Wright against Emery, and a foul. BYU was 1 of 12 to start from 3. They've hit 8 of their last 11.
Good quick decisions, whether it's a quick swing or punch the gap off the dribble and then find the next man. Saunders finding Wright in the corner. Now ties his career high with 24 points.
This is your first look, obviously, in real time with BYU. Obviously, this hasn't been their best night. They're 2-0. The win over Villanova is their best night. What do you see from them? Are they the number 7 team in the country?
Well, it's still early, I think, to say there's clear-cut Final Four capable teams. What I will say is they've got a lot of offensive firepower between Wright, Saunders, and Dabonsa. If I have one concern, or maybe 2 concerns with BYU right now, is rebounding as well as interior scoring. I think you always need at least some type of interior presence who can get you a bucket or put foul pressure on your opponent.
Look at the run, 13-2, fueled by 3-pointers. Ellison, that's a heck of a pass. Saunders with a block. Dabonsa, full flight. Man, that was quick. Bliss, hits the 3. Christian Bliss is going to take an awful lot of confidence out of this game. At Virginia for a couple years, didn't play, injured, and getting to play for the first time. Corner 3, oh, hello!
Back-to-back rim rockers for Dabonsa. That time isn't blocked out in the zone.
Bliss lost it.
Uh-oh.
Dabonsa, it's Keita, and he's mauled. And Delaware away with the ball. Brown. Ellison spins from pressure. We're under 8 minutes left. Delaware's lead is gone. Momentum and the crowd squarely back to BYU. Ellison pull up, missed the shot. Hauser with a push and a foul. BYU. And this was like a huge upset in the making. It was almost like he had that look on his face like he just wanted to watch his team go through this. He wanted to see how they reacted.
I think a lot of that's got to be due to the NBA background, knowing it's a long game. If you trust your team, the work they put in, they should be all right.
He has trusted his team, and Bliss got whacked there.
The call on the floor has been reversed. It'll be BYU ball underneath the basket with 20 on the shot clock.
So with that, because they challenged it and got it correctly, they don't lose that turnover now with the new rules.
New rules. Sounds like a feature on a talk show. There you go. Called out of bounds. Officials cannot review unless the coach is challenged. And that's even under 2 minutes left. Saunders off a screen. Saunders! Single-handedly, it feels like.
They executed that baseline out of bounds. On the other side, Saunders hit a 3, flipped it to this side, same result.
Saunders with 21, Wright with 26. Dabonsa has 14. Under 7 minutes left. Bliss against Keita. And Bliss buries a 3. You know what, Dan Dickow? We came in here looking at Delaware, watching the film, 0-2, haven't looked great without 3 starters. If they play like this the rest of the year, they're going to be okay in Conference USA.
Yeah, I think Coach Inglesby is learning a lot about which guys he's going to be able to rely upon throughout conference season.
The tip, Saunders adds to his total. He's got 24. The lead is 15. That's going to stay with Delaware.
Saunders, again, off that baseline out of bounds. A terrific job using that screen from Keita and getting his hands and feet ready on the catch. Too many times you'll see players not ready on the catch, and so it allows the defense a split second longer to be able to contest.
Brown off the screen, misses the shot. Devonsa, Saunders, right. Baker, right. Delaware's strategy to take air out of the ball, get deep in possession, worked quite well. Hauser with the follow and the bucket. But once BYU started to hit threes, they were able to tie the game and then pull away. And they lead it by 13.
And that has been the difference in the second half. Delaware's continued to take care of the basketball as Devonsa gets called for a travel from the outside official, Tony Padilla. We'll get another look here.
Yeah.
In the NBA, which I'm assuming he'll be playing next year, that should be okay.
That's a good point.
But in the college game,
fair point.
That's a travel.
Macon Emery, bad pass. Saunders. Baker, one of the veterans. How nice is it to have Saunders and Baker in the same backcourt with Devonsa, who drives and scores.
Body control from Devonsa to take the hit from Hauser and still finish. Reminds you a little bit of Tracy McGrady, a little bit of Paul George.
Brown, contested three. Devonsa, behind the back, stepping through and getting to the line. All right, he's an All-American, a preseason All-American.
Activity within the first 3 games. Now, they haven't played necessarily the toughest competition, but he's going to be tested on Saturday against UConn, that's for sure.
When we talked to him this afternoon, it was interesting talking about the NBA, not about, him in the NBA, but about players that he's liked, players that he's met, players that he knows, and I'm sure he's leaned on some of them for a little bit of advice.
Kevin Durant has been someone that's mentored him to a certain extent. They've worked out occasionally over the years, and I would imagine Kevin Young's relationship with Durant while with the Suns and his coaching time has helped a little bit in that recruitment process to get him to Provo.
Maybe Devin Booker helped a bit?
I would imagine so too. I mean, those are a couple high-level guys Kevin Young worked with at the NBA level.
Bliss. Super impressed by Bliss, who hasn't played in 2 years. How he's looked and handled the pressure tonight. Saunders lob. Boop. Baker.
Now everything is going in from beyond the arc for the Cougars. 1 of 12 in that first half. They have opened the floodgates here in the second.
This score looks nothing like this game felt the first 30 minutes.
You're absolutely right. You got to give Delaware a ton of credit. Missing 3 of their main rotational guys due to injury, and they put together a great first half It's been a barrage of threes and some transition buckets for BYU to really blow this thing out.
Saunders, speaking of blow this thing out and blow this thing up. Look at the three-point shooting in the second half. 85-62. Bliss. Long on the three. Baker. Looking for trailers. Spins into a double team. And a foul by Delaware. And a timeout, 85-62. Saunders now with 26.
Oh, nearly 18,000 people here. There's a few empty seats now, but it's been rocking as soon as BYU was able to weather that early first storm from Delaware in that first half.
The student section all hopped up on that giant maple bar and the milkshake machine that was spitting out milkshakes as they came in the door.
9 assists, becomes one of only a few players in BYU history with 25 points, 7+ assists, and 7+ rebounds. Jimmer Fredette did it twice. TJ Haws, Lee Cummard, and Kyle Collinsworth. A pretty good list to join earlier in your BYU career.
Macon Emery was turned away by Xavier Staten at the rim and then finished with a bucket, 85-64. Final 2 minutes. A lot of guys getting some run now off the BYU bench, including Alexei Kostic, Mers. The heave won't go. And Macon Emery.
If you're a Cougar fan, you have to love the response here in the second half, particularly shooting the ball. And on the flip side, if you're a Delaware fan, there's a lot to be excited about with this team moving forward, especially how the first 2 games went before coming into this environment.
Especially with this kid who hasn't played much at all in the last 2 years, Christian Bliss. He's out of Queens, had almost a triple-double against Wilmington. Diamande missed the dunk. Right, bumped. Final half minute here in Provo. Right, corner three. Emery with the rebound. Coming up next, Inside College Football. Gets you ready for all the college football action, not only on the weekend, but this week. It's right here on CBS Sports Network. They're really excited right now. Because into the ball game is Jared McGregor for BYU, the former manager who made the team. There's a look at McGregor. Not only has he made the team, but he's made an incredible difference wherever he goes. McGregor, on his own, without a lot of publicity, has started his own charity, reaching out in the community here in Provo for those unfortunate in terms of, food security, in terms of poverty, people just down on their luck. This kid has been like a shining light, and he's taken his team into that as well. A lot of his teammates have followed him out into the community. So, terrific story. They love him here, as well they should.
Also for the Blue Hens, number 12, Alex.
And he could shoot it.
Saw him going through pregame warm-ups. Yeah, he's got the ability to knock it down from beyond the arc. Let's see if they can get him an opportunity here. Doesn't look like they will with the last possession.
This was a heck of a basketball game, and nobody expected it. Number 7, BYU, heavily favored, was down by 13 in the first half. Delaware